Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving deep into one of the biggest questions of all. We're going to look at existence, at time, at consciousness, but through a lens that might just flip everything you thought you knew on its head.
You know, it's the question we all ask, sooner or later. What happens in the end? What's the final destination, the last page in this enormous story of the universe? But what if that's not even the right question to be asking?
What if the very act of looking for an end is based on a misunderstanding? I mean, think about it. You're asking for the last word of a story that's still being told, right now, in this very moment. That idea, that simple shift, changes everything.
Okay, so let's start with something we can all relate to. How we usually think about time and our own little place in its grand flow. This just nails the human experience, doesn't it? We feel like we're on this river of time. It's flowing in one direction, from a past we can't get back to, towards a future we can't see. And naturally, we wonder, where does this river go? It's a powerful metaphor for sure, but maybe, just maybe, it's also a limiting one.
So, if time isn't a river flowing to some distant sea, then what is it? Well, this next idea offers a pretty radical, kind of mind-bending alternative.
All right, here's the big pivot. Forget the river. Instead, I want you to imagine time as this huge cosmic web. It's incredibly intricate. Every single moment, every choice you make, every life ever lived, it's all a thread woven into this single amazing tapestry. There's no simple past and future anymore. It's all connected, which means the beginning and the end, they're woven together.
You know, once you start thinking about time like that, as a web instead of a line, it forces you to ask another really deep question. What does that mean for us, for our consciousness?
This gets right to the heart of our biggest fear, doesn't it? The idea that me, everything I am, is just this little spark, a flicker that's going to be snuffed out when my body stops working. We're afraid of the dark, of the quiet, of just stopping.
But what if we've got it completely backwards? This perspective says that consciousness isn't something the universe has. It's what the universe is. It's not some little spark inside you. It's the silent, aware fabric of all existence, the dreamer that is dreaming this entire cosmic dream.
Okay, so if consciousness is that fundamental, if it's the very stuff of reality, then it can't just end. So what happens to it? Well, the answer seems to lie in a law that's all around us, the law of transformation.
And this is the core promise, right here. This is the big idea. It's not about annihilation. It's about transformation. Not an end, but a fundamental change of form.
I mean, think about it. We see this principle everywhere we look in nature. A caterpillar doesn't just end. It becomes a butterfly. A seed doesn't die. It becomes a massive tree. Even stars, when they die in these huge explosions, they seed the universe with the building blocks for new life. The argument here is that we are not the one exception to this universal rule. We are the rule.
So this is what it's all been leading to. If we don't end, if we just transform, then what do we become? What is our ultimate fate?
Instead of that little spark flickering out into nothing, this view suggests our awareness does the exact opposite. It expands, it grows, it rejoins the vast cosmic consciousness that it was always a part of to begin with.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Merge? Does that mean I just disappear into everything? And the answer is a clear no. The idea isn't that you dissolve into nothing. It's that you expand into everything. You become more, not less. It's a completion of who you are, a state where you remember everything you've ever been, and at the same time, you know all that you are becoming.
And that brings us to this last, beautiful way of looking at it all. A story has an end. It has a final chapter. But a song is a vibration, a harmony. It can be eternal, constantly creating and recreating itself in every single moment.
And here's the most incredible part. You're not just listening to this cosmic song. You're not a passive audience. You are one of the singers. Your life, your consciousness, is a unique and necessary note in that eternal harmony.
And so we come full circle. The question gets turned completely on its head. The focus shifts away from an ending and back to creation. away from a final destination and back to the starting point.
And we land on this beautiful, elegant paradox. Every conclusion is just a new genesis. Every single ending is simply a different kind of beginning. The end isn't some destination to be afraid of. It's the very place we start from, again and again.